How do everybody? This is just going to be a really quick video. I've just seen a short article which I thought was quite important. I mean, the article itself is absolutely horrendous. This guy's an absolute mega nonce. And if it is absolutely 100% proven what he's done, this guy should be flogged to within an inch of his life. He's a disgusting pervert, if it's found to be true. My understanding is this is still outstanding, but it raises some more interesting points which I'd like to get onto at the end of the video after I've gone through the main story. So, I'll just give you a quick brief overview. I'll just read a couple of bits from it. Pick the primary bits out. I'll link below the full article so you can read it yourself. But I'll give you the main flavour of it here. So, charity boss in Scotland has resigned after he was caught sending nude photos to what he believed to be a 13-year-old girl, but it was actually an undercover decoy. So it sounds like this is probably one of those nonce hunting groups that have caught him out. I do take quite a lot of pleasure actually in watching those videos, and generally the police do turn up and arrest them. So a 53-year-old Scott Howie, director of the Spina bifida hydrocephalus SBH Scotland, used WhatsApp to message, quote unquote, Emily sexually explicit pictures as well as pictures of his face and torso on April the 11th, 2023. So unbeknownst to Howie, Emily was not a 13-year-old girl, but a profile set up by a member of the Welsh online child protection group. Yeah, there we go. So fantastic work by that group. And long may they continue their excellent work in tracking down these nonces and bringing swift justice within the realms of obviously the law, because I don't want these people to be branded as a vigilante group and then get into trouble themselves. Although in a perfect world, I think as long as you could go to court and prove that they were a nonce, I do think that vigilante action should actually be illegal. But I'm not encouraging people to take vigilante action. Do not, because it is not legal. And secondly, your evidence must have to be absolutely bulletproof, that you can prove that without any shadow of a doubt that what this person was doing was wrong. Now, the main point that I was wanting to get onto, which I was reading about this leads into a lot of the issues that we've been seeing lately to do with refugees and asylum seekers going on committing horrendous crimes. And that is, as this man proves, he's in a wheelchair himself. He clearly has spina bifida. Just because somebody is disabled, or they're a victim, or the whatever protected group you want to put this person into. I myself am on the autistic spectrum, by the way, so that is classified as a disability. I don't think I'm disabled myself, or a victim, or oppressed, or anything like that. But just to let people know that. Just because these people are in these various categories, and this includes refugees and asylum seekers, because the bleeding hearts, like, oh, look at them, they're so vulnerable, and they infantilise them. It doesn't mean that they're good people. We've seen it like with the London acid attacker recently. We've seen it with multiple terrorist attackers. We've seen it with, the Lord only actually knows how many grooming gangs involving overwhelmingly Pakistani, Bangladeshi Muslim men. Just because these people come from war-torn or deprived countries and have got real bad sub-stories on the deprivation and horrors that they've lived through, that does not mean they are good people. And in fact, I do believe, and I don't. If I find any links, I'll put them below as well. But I can't think of any off the top of my head. But I do believe that people who go through serious trauma are, statistically speaking, overwhelmingly more likely to go on to engage in said horrors themselves. For example, children who get molested are massively overrepresented in becoming child abusers themselves. Same with people who get beaten as children or go through horrors of war. They can have a tendency to grow up and become incredibly antisocial people themselves. So maybe we should also take that into account when we're considering bringing in these people from these countries, and that the long-term consequences may be that these are incredibly damaged people who may then be at a much higher risk of going on to causing horror and sadness in our country on levels that we haven't seen until the recent decades, really. I mean, between after World War II and the Blitz, really the United Kingdom was generally a very peaceful place, and the crime statistics do prove that. And then in 1997, when Tony Blair got into power and he decided to open up the floodgates. Now, I'm not saying he's solely responsible. Obviously, the Tories have put basically done a hold my beer YOLO moment and taking it to an absolute another level. But both they're all just as responsible. But yeah, it was just a really quick point on that. I'll link in that article below. If I can find something about the thing about victims becoming perpetrators themselves, I'll try and find that. If not today, this is the 7th of February 2024. I will in future, if I do come across something, I'll update it at a later date. 'Cause you can do that anyway. So, but anyway, I'm sort of waffling on now and not achieved anything. So I'll leave it at that. If you've found this somewhat insightful or interesting, or it's helped just pique your interest, or you've got your old neurons going yourself in your brain and having a little bit of a think, please do like, subscribe, put a comment below. I love reading people's comments, and I do always try to get back to people as soon as I can. Thank you and goodbye.